Elon Musk reporting that FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried donated more than $1 billion to Democrats before the crypto firm's collapse.
We charge that Bankman-Fried violated federal campaign finance laws by causing tens of millions of dollars in illegal campaign contributions to be made to candidates and committees associated with both Democrats and Republicans.
I love democracy. I love the Republic.
And all of this dirty money was used in service of Bankman-Fried's desire to buy bipartisan influence and impact the direction of public policy in Washington.
I'm so deeply troubled to learn how common it was for Bankman-Fried and FTX employees to steal from the cookie jar of customer funds to finance their lavish lifestyles.
Liar!
So, why 36 hours before he was scheduled to testify before this committee for hours on end, did the Southern District of New York send a provisional arrest warrant to the Bahamian government to facilitate his arrest, to preclude his testimony, which would have been incredibly helpful in the prosecution of Sam Bankman-Fried?
The women and men of the FBI are some of the finest public servants in this country, and they have been with us since day one in this investigation, and there is no one better to work with.
This was a decision made by somebody at DOJ to prevent Sam Bankman-Fried from coming here in a couple hours and testifying before Congress, answering questions in front of the American people.
I want to thank the brilliant lawyers at the SEC and the CFTC. This investigation is complex and it's sprawling.
This case came together at great speed, in such that it's only possible to be standing here today through tremendous coordination and cooperation from many people and agencies.
You have stated unauthorized access to certain assets occurred and that the company was in touch with law enforcement officials and regulators. And do you know whether or not that was an actual hack, or was this done, as has been reported, at the direction of the Bahamian authorities?
It was both.
It was both. And do you have indication as to why the Bahamian authorities made that request?
Well, it wasn't a request. They just took it. Well, here's what we know. I mean, the accounts were unfrozen just in the Bahamas. Over $100 million was released to 1,500 customers approximately. Okay. These are approximate numbers.
Okay.
And then the door was closed about the time of our Chapter 11 filing. And there were communications between Mr. Bankman-Fried and the Bahamian government specifically related to this leakage of assets.
I also want to thank our international law enforcement partners. These kind of cases do not happen without that kind of coordination, and I specifically want to note the assistance provided by the Royal Bahamas Police Force.
Lastly, the U.S. Attorney's Office at the Southern District, FBI, and the SEC represents yet another stellar example of the importance of federal regulators and federal criminal authorities working collaboratively and effectively with each other to achieve justice. I am proud of your hard work, your dedication to the mission of the Commission, and for always acting in the public interest.
Are you sure about that?
We unsealed an 8-count indictment charging Samuel Bankman-Fried, FTX's founder, with a series of interrelated fraud schemes that contributed to FTX's collapse. The indictment has 8 counts, but effectively, it outlines 4 different areas of misconduct. First, we allege that Bankman-Fried defrauded customers of FTX.com, the cryptocurrency exchange that he founded. Second, we allege that he defrauded lenders to Alameda Research, his proprietary hedge fund. Third, we allege that he defrauded investors in FTX. And lastly, we allege that he violated campaign finance laws.
FTX operated behind a veneer of legitimacy that Bankman-Fried created by, among other things, repeatedly touting to investors FTX's top-notch automated risk controls that he claimed protected customer assets, and by repeatedly claiming that those assets were at all times safe, segregated, and secure.
They'd moved $10 billion over to Alameda, and they don't know like how that was done or what it was done, but it was like a company that was connected to them. And initially he lied about it and said he didn't work with those people, and they were all banging each other.
Whoa. And as alleged in our complaint, he then misused those funds to make undisclosed venture investments, lavish real estate purchases, and large political donations.
Whoa! It's
Yeah,
like
that
Wilt
was
Chamberlain's.
They lived in a $40 million penthouse, and now it's listed for sale.
All those dorks were fucking in this corner.
They were fucking up a storm.
Those dorks were all mad fucking in there.
Bro, they thought they were in a movie.
Great, bro.
He also provided Alameda a virtually unlimited line of credit funded by FTX customers. And he also diverted billions of dollars in customer funds from FTX to Alameda.
And they were all doing amphetamines. This lady who was one of them was on, she wrote on Twitter, nothing
There's
like
nothing great,
regular amphetamine use to make you appreciate how dumb a lot of normal, non-medicated human experience is. This is in April of 2021. And this is like,
I thought that's a reaction to what we just saw.
she was one of the top dogs over there.
Bankman-Fried's entire house of cards started to crumble as crypto asset prices plummeted in May of 2022. And as Alameda's lenders demanded repayment on billions of dollars in loans.
Yeah, absolutely could pull it off without my math degree. Use very little math. Use a lot of elementary school math. Being comfortable with risk is very important. We tend not to have things like stop losses. I think those aren't necessarily a great risk management tool.
But to continue propping up his empire, we allege that Bankman-Fried diverted billions more in FTX customer assets to Alameda, even as it was increasingly clear that Alameda and FTX could not make those customers whole.
Trying to think of a good example of a trade where I've lost a ton of money. Well, I don't know. I probably don't want to go into specifics too much with that.
Gentlemen, have you taken leave of your senses?